There are phases of healing from betrayal. I talk about this more in several of my webinars, so I'm not going to get into this in great depth here, but there are basically 3 phases, okay? Phase 1 is safety and stability. We've got to stabilize things because a bomb goes off, right? Boom, a bomb goes off and everything is up in the air. Everything that we thought was solid is now shaky or maybe shaky. We don't know, right? And so the very first phase is all about safety and stability. Then we can move into grief and mourning. Grief and mourning is about meaning making. It's about my story. What does it mean that this happened to me? This goes toward those existential sorts of questions. You know, who am I in light of this? Who are you? What's the reality of our marriage? What does this mean? And then from there into renewal and growth. All right, let me take a few questions that I see in the chat box here. So one question, how long should phase 1 take? I feel like I've been trapped there. Well, here's the deal. If you're still in a relationship with the one who did the betraying, if they're continuing to lie, if they're continuing to act out, if they're continuing to not respect boundaries, if you're still getting drip, drip, drip of truth, all of those things, it's like the clock keeps getting reset. You can't move out of safety and stability until there is safety and stability, and all of those things are a threat to that. And so if you're still in that relationship and those things are happening, you're going to remain in phase 1 until that other person is safe and stable, and you get to experience that and feel that more over time. Now, you could remain in the relationship but detach. That's an option. Some people leave the relationship or they pause the relationship and do a separation or whatever. I never put a time limit or a should on these phases because every situation is so different. And so, you know, I've seen partners move into phase 2 in 3 months. I've seen it in 6 months. I've seen it in a year. There's just so many different factors. So if a spouse is still acting out and dishonest, it prevents you from moving into phase 2. This feels very disempowering until you realize that you have the choice to leave. This is where it gets really tricky. And so a spouse stays in, hanging in there, hoping for the best, giving the one who did the betraying every chance, but they don't get in recovery. They don't do the work. They don't do it. And finally, that betrayed partner says, to save my own life, I cannot continue in this. And they begin to exit the relationship. Oh, all of a sudden, the one who did the betraying jumps on board. Sometimes it's too little too late, but sometimes it's not. Betrayed partners have more power than they think. You have to look at the choices that you do have, even if you don't like those choices. When you start acting on the choices you do have, even if you don't like them, you'll begin to collect more choices that you may like a little more.